So happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm glad that we are here in Satsang. So today, instead of talking about the, overview and summary, let's get into the discussion on Lisa Miller's book, The Awakened Brain, which my good friend Shrikant wrote a Substack article on. I have also, based on his summary itself, I've written an article, but today I just want to go over the book summary that he wrote in fairly briefly, but still, it's kind of long enough. So the reason I have been with just the title of this book, The Awakened Brain, resonates a lot with me. And what it talks about resonates even further. That spirituality, the article that I wrote was more about, there are, in the book, Lisa is talking about 5 common elements across cultures, across religions, that could be termed as spirituality. So it's not just a belief, culture, tradition. This is far deeper, and she connects it with our brain. And, so if we kind of step back, the human brain is not only designed to achieve, survive, plan, compete, but it's also designed to connect, love, serve, receive guidance, and awaken. Most of these we relate with, some less and some more. But that's, kind of looking at the brain working in 2 different modes and then emphasizing that both modes are important. It's like there has been discussions on the left brain and right brain, and there is a book which talks about the whole brain, because we don't have just the left or just the right. We have to make the whole brain work. And similarly, it's not just achieving awareness or achieving mind or achieving brain. It's the awakened part of the brain needs as much or more nurturing, so to say, or programming, or so if we just look at ourselves, we carry responsibilities, concerns around ourselves, our family, work, ambitions, disappointments, unanswered questions. But, so if we look at what Guru Maharaj taught, was that the deepest journey is not outside, it's within us. We may live in the world, fulfill our duties, work hard, raise families, serve society, but still remain inwardly connected to God through the transcendental energy, the transcendental light, or to the deeper source of peace. So, in some ways, what Lisa is referring to is, if we just focus on the achieving side of the equation, so the achieving awareness versus the awakened awareness, we may not get to the goal of being happy and peaceful. So anxiety, depression, loneliness, addiction, restlessness. And, if we look at that, it's like there is a strange emptiness even in the middle of success. So, modern mental health care has gaps. Depression affects millions of people, including young people. So while therapy and medication helps, uh, this book talks about, how should we look at uh, the whole picture within us. So human beings are not only chemical beings or psychological beings or social beings, or we are also spiritual beings. And the spiritual dimension, if ignored, causes some ripple effects. So Guru Maharaj would say that without spiritual strength, outer comfort cannot give lasting peace. So material progress is important, useful, but it has its place. If the mind remains restless, the heart remains dry, the soul remains disconnected, and so we need to address that too. So one of the fascinating parts of Miller's work is that the spiritual experience is not described only as philosophy or poetry or the religious contexts. This can be connected with our brain. And so a reorientation of attention, and I think that's another thing that in satsang we are talking about that. A sense of love, talking about that too. A sense of being both distinct and part of a greater oneness. And that, I think, is the core tenet of satsang. So a person truly enters a spiritual awareness, the attention shifts, and we focus on the heart in satsang, and the self expands. And that is how we relate to our environment, to others. That starts changing. So we have also talked about spirituality and resilience. The book also refers to that. So it found correlations between personal devotion and lower depressive symptoms, better buffering against stressful life events, and lower lifetime risk of certain addictions. So these findings were correlations, not proof of causation, but they, really take us into the realm where satsang has been for a while. So when suffering comes, spiritually oriented people, while dealing with all of that, they, still relatively stay grounded. So Guru Maharaj emphasized inner strength, and that comes through meditation, through satsang, through the belief system. And we talked about in a prior session that the achieving awareness and awakened awareness. So, we need to work, organize, study, plan, lead, build, solve problems, fulfill responsibilities, all make sense. But when achieving awareness becomes the only mode, so then comparisons, worry, craving, loneliness, we start measuring life by gain and loss. So it says that achieving awareness, when overused, it becomes narrowly focused, and we could start feeling lonely, isolated, caught in stress, anxiety, and craving. So awakened awareness, asks a different question. And, so achieving awareness gives us focus, depth, and, and basically, then she goes that we need both achieving awareness and awakened awareness. The healthiest life is not choosing one and rejecting the other, it's learning to integrate them. And this was a reminder. So, one of the chapters, especially around how we should lead our life, in Guru Maharaj's 7-volume, 28-chapter book, he does talk about, it's like you are in the world, but still connected, and in a way transcend the world. So these two modes he talks about in very different words, very different descriptions, articulation, but at the end of the day, what Lisa Miller calls quest orientation, which describes quest as a toggle between achieving an awakened awareness, where one thing she talks about is a question could be asked through achieving awareness, and then we receive an answer through awakened awareness. So we may receive awakened insight and then use achieving awareness to bring it into practical life. And again, if I go back years and years, this explains what I saw growing up in leaders of satsang. Very, very, it's the ability to, and in when I talk about the 5 realms, the 5 layers that we need to cross when we go to a vacant state, there is a description about, your intuition, your inner voice becomes more audible, more, you become more, you not only become more aware of it, but you also become, you get the ability to listen more clearly than when you are in the lower realms. So the way to bring the awakened brain into daily life, which I think in a way would be one of the goals of satsang as well. And there, the description is that you need 3 doorways: awakened attention, and attention or tavazze or surati gidhar or the connection. So awakened attention, awakened connection, and awakened heart. I mean, this is like, we could not go more closer to the definition of satsang than this. It's like I have been reading some of Guru Maharaj's writings about what is at the very core of satsang. And I would say definitely awakened attention, awakened connection, and awakened or enlightened heart, which is what we do, which is what we will do now. There's more to it, but this, I think this book is something that I'll probably, I think it definitely worth taking a deep dive into. So let's switch gears and practice, because the awakened attention, awakened connection, and the awakened heart, that's what, that according to satsang is all comes through practice, all comes through what we do in our meditation, the way Guru Maharaj prescribed it, and not only learned it from his guru, but refined it and you know, made it, packaged it in a way that we can practice and get to that awakened brain state. And then kind of toggle between achieving awareness and awakened awareness, as you know, the similar thoughts about. So eyes lightly closed, still and relaxed posture, and think of the presence of the conscious source, transcendental energy right here, right now in front of us. And this in form of transcendental light, which is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we are becoming completely and totally immersed in it. If mind wanders away, just bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that transcendental light is entering our heart, enlightening it, and then distributing throughout our body, and we are getting completely and totally immersed in that light. We'll start with music that helps concentration, then music fades away and we go deep into silent meditation of this transcendental light. And then we'll transition out with music again. Let's start now. Happy Tuesday, everyone. So, yeah. Any thoughts or comments about the awakened brain, the books, the concept, the articles? Anita ji, Omkar, yeah.
Bhaiya Namaste. Yeah, it was a good session. So, book is just a recipe, um, and we are like we can keep on reading books, but uh, but like when it comes, so what we just did was the preparation or like turning recipe into the dish. That's what we experienced just now, and you know. Uh, so like I am always grateful that you are here in your presence, that we can actually taste any recipe that we have been reading. So that's all I could say, because like there are so many people who would tell you about so many things that the people can do, but they all are like a recipe to me, and I really get the real taste while I'm here.
Wow. Yeah, very true. I think reading about recipes won't get you the taste. So that's, you have to practice yourself. So I think uh, what we are doing here is just helping each other practice.
Yeah. Namaskar, Bhai Sahab. It
Mm.
was very interesting. But it's amazing how, things can boil down to something similar all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
No, I don't think there are many books like this, especially, I mean, I had been looking at like how neuroscience is now looking at the brain. We are still in infancy. Um, but how brain rests, and we talked about the default mode network and all that, and how positive energy, positive thoughts, positive things definitively help. So creating a practice, creating a community, creating a whole, uh, you know I think the whole idea was like way back when, as soon as he made this practice available to public, uh, this, I think immediately he started writing. He started, you know, um, several books he wrote about people of character, and then started like 1933. He started the monthly journal, which keeps coming, still on.
it
And
is amazing. Yeah. Cannot understand how one person can do all that.
no, and the thing is that, so it's practice, it's community, and it is understanding the mechanics. Because if we are not convinced, how we'll continue to practice? If we are not clear, how we'll continue to practice? And you know, decades and decades and decades of being in it, reading, practicing, I think every now and then I find something fascinating um, within his writings, other people connecting the dots. And I mean, just the title, The Awakened Brain, I mean, to me, that is my life's quest. get there and help people get there. And so this is the beauty, right? It's like people talk about one thing and then they're very narrowly focused. That's the culture these days. She talks about the two achieving awareness and
awakened
awareness, and then how both are needed, which I think is the missing link in most of the discussions. It's like when Guru Maharaj says that this is not just for the monasteries, this is not for people who have dedicated their lives to this cause of searching for the ultimate, enlightenment, awareness, consciousness, etc. He says you need that to live a normal life too. And this book actually connects those dots in ways that I think my hat's off to this. It's really fascinating. All right. On that note, let's. I think 12th. So 16th, there is a workshop. I think there is an in-person in Glasgow. Yeah, so that'll be a hybrid. So, namaskar.
Namaskar, Bhai Sahab. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Namaste, bhaiya. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Jeff, Renuji, Poonamji.
प्रणाम भैया.
Namaskar.
प्रणाम भैया.
Love, light, and peace be with you. Let's get together in satsang again. Namaskar.
नमस्कार भैया, सबको नमस्कार. नमस्कार भैया.